Good morning. It's Friday, June 6th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Environment Canada has issued a special air quality statement for most of Ontario as wildfire smoke is expected in the area.
An Ontario baby has died after being born prematurely with measles.
And the Indiana Pacers stunned OKC to take Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Good morning. It's a Friday edition of Morning Live. We made it. It's by the skin of our teeth.
And it looks like it's going to be a nice weekend. So hey, nice. we can have more smiles because of that. So yeah. But yeah, you mentioned off the top the air quality. Ooh,
yes.
Not so good. We've got that smoke that's invading southern Ontario from the western wildfires, and it's really pushing up the air quality risk for the day today. Normally we're in the low risk category area, moderate risk sometimes, but today we're in the high risk category. So you're going to notice the smoke in the atmosphere, and you can see it on that camera we're showing behind me here. So it's going to be a day of elevated risk of air quality, poor air quality for the day today and even tonight. You'll notice in the atmosphere tonight with the sun setting. We will see some sun, but it'll be hazy sun. I know we have a lot of cloud cover right now. Our temperature is 16, going to climb to 23, humidex 26 today. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds, but that sun will be pretty hazy because of all the smoke in the atmosphere. Oh, the weekend. Yes. We got a great June weekend coming up, and I'll give you details on that in a few minutes. Right now, check on traffic, just a quick check because nothing happening. 403 Waterdown Road, no problems traffic there. Check some MTO traffic cameras, just to give you an overview. Here's Nikola Tesla Boulevard. You can see it's pretty light. Toronto bound to the Skyway away from us. Top of the Skyway, again, Toronto bound on this. Now we flip it around, Toronto bound towards us east of Bronte. No problems here. No problems generally, so take it easy. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
All right, thanks, Brian. Environment Canada has issued a special air quality statement for much of southern Ontario, including Hamilton, Brantford, and Halton, due to the wildfires in the prairies. Simone Gavras joins us live in Hamilton with the details. Simone.
Good morning, Rick. Well, the smoke levels are only going to linger throughout the day. And as you can see here on the mountain behind me, you can see that there is just that haze that's sitting over Hamilton right now. And that's what we're seeing across Ontario and many parts of the province. Now, right now, the air quality index in Hamilton is sitting at a 7. That's considered a high risk, and it's only going to stay this way for the rest of the day. We might see it taper off into tomorrow, but Environment Canada is going to be watching this very closely. Now, the agency also says that as the smoke levels increase, so do the health risks. People may experience eye or throat irritation, headaches, or coughing. And people over the age of 65, children, and people with chronic illnesses are advised to reduce or reschedule outdoor activities. Now, provincial data shows that there are at least 27 active fires burning in Manitoba and 24 in Saskatchewan. Both provinces are under a state of emergency as wildfires threaten communities there. Manitoba officials say weather and firefighters are helping keep wildfires from overrunning communities for now, but displaced residents from a remote northern Manitoba community were evacuated by helicopter to Niagara Falls.
The clothes we were told to pack, just enough to, 3 sets of clothing, and we left everything behind. How I feel, man.
They evacuated all of us through helicopters from our reserve because we didn't have any way out. We were trapped. Right. We were surrounded by fires all the way around, and it was scary.
Now, Environment Canada's website says that the air quality index is expected to improve tomorrow. But again, they're going to be watching this very closely as the quality continues to fluctuate throughout the day. But we'll be watching this as well here at CHCH News. For now, things back over to you, Emily.
Thanks, Simone. Hamilton police are looking for a shooter, and they're asking for your help to identify the suspect. Surveillance video shows a motorcyclist pulling into a plaza on Unsworth Drive near Upper Ottawa just before 5 a.m. last Tuesday. The rider then took off on Hempstead Drive, heading towards Nebo Road. Police say the shooting wasn't reported at the time. It was reported after damage was found at the business in the plaza. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
Niagara Regional Police say they have made an arrest in connection to the Harmony Jewelry Store robbery that took place on January 18th. Police say officers believe the suspect arrested was involved in the first of 3 recent robberies that have taken place at the downtown Grimsby store. Police say a 16-year-old from Toronto has been arrested and charged with robbery, disguised with intent, and possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000. He is in custody pending a bail hearing set for tomorrow in St. Catharines. His name has not been released due to the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Police say the investigation is ongoing.
A baby infected with measles has died in southwestern Ontario. Ontario's chief medical officer of health says the child was born prematurely and got the virus before birth from their mother, who was not vaccinated. Dr. Kieran Moore clarified that in addition to measles, the child did have other serious medical complications not related to the virus. Ontario Health Minister Sylvia Jones calls the infant's death deeply disturbing and urged Ontarians to reach out to the 811 health hotline for more information on vaccines.
Ottawa is so far holding back on imposing any retaliatory tariffs after U.S. President Donald Trump doubled his steel and aluminum tariffs to 50%. Prime Minister Mark Carney is believed to be engaged in direct behind-the-scenes trade discussions with Trump. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says the Prime Minister is in, quote, deep discussions on trade and security with the U.S. President. Meantime, Industry Minister Melanie Joly says she's in solutions mode after meetings with steel industry CEOs who are worried about the catastrophic threat of Trump's latest levies. Joly is set to meet with steelworkers in Hamilton later this morning, followed by a meeting with Mayor Andrea Horwath. We'll have the latest on our website at chch.com and tonight on the evening news at 6.
Canadian exports fell sharply in April in the face of U.S. tariffs. Statistics Canada says the country posted its largest merchandise trade deficit on record for April at $7.1 billion. Overall exports were down 10.8% to $60.4 billion in April, their lowest level since June of 2023. Exports of motor vehicles and parts dropped around 17% during the month, while consumer goods exports and energy products fell 15% and 8% respectively. Second World War ceremonies in Normandy are underway. The commemoration of the 81st anniversary of D-Day marks the beginning of the end of the war, as some 160,000 Allied troops landed on the beaches of France in June 6, 1944, to take Europe back from the Nazi regime. Of those, 83,000 were from Britain and Canada, and 73,000 were from the U.S. It seems the relationship between U.S. President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk has flamed out just as intensely and publicly as it started.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars.
It all stems from a disagreement the pair had over what Trump is calling the Big Beautiful Bill. Hours after Trump expressed his disappointment, Musk responded by posting dozens of messages on X, suggesting there's a connection between Trump and the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, that Trump's policies will ruin the American economy, and that Trump should be impeached. Trump is now threatening to cancel government contracts with Musk's company SpaceX, and Tesla stock has plummeted over 14%. White House aides have reportedly scheduled a call with Musk today to broker a ceasefire.
Time for Sportsline. The NBA Finals tipped off last night, and Game 1 included a surprise ending.
The Pacers with a chance to win it. Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! With 0.3 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Halliburton does it again.
Tyrese Halliburton scored with 0.3 seconds left as the Pacers rallied to beat Oklahoma City 111-110 in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. It was Indiana's first and only lead of the game. Pacers were down by 15 points with just under 10 minutes to play, matching the biggest fourth-quarter comeback in a finals game since 2011. Hamilton's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored a game-high 38 points in the loss. Game 2 is set for Sunday night in OKC. CFL's regular season kicked off last night in Regina.
Looking for their first lead of this game. Big Jets now at the Ottawa 9. Empty backfield. Harris. End zone. Touchdown. Samuel Amos.
Trevor Harris threw a couple of touchdowns to power the Rough Riders to a 31-26 win over Ottawa. Red Blacks backup quarterback Dustin Crum scored the season's first touchdown, a 1-yard TD run on the team's first possession. But the Riders countered with 17 points in the second quarter and never looked back. Ottawa's Drew Brown threw for 413 yards and 2 TDs in the loss. The defending champion Argos open their season tonight in Montreal before Week 1 concludes tomorrow with a twin bill. The Ticats are in Calgary while BC hosts Edmonton. Hamilton quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell is 1 win away from 100 for his career and says it would be great to get it in the season opener.
It means a lot. It's a culmination of a lot of good years and great teams I've been on. So definitely just appreciation for a lot of guys that I've played with.
Hamilton has lost 19 of the last 21 season opening games. Tomorrow will also mark the debut of quarterback Vernon Adams Jr. in Calgary. Aaron Rodgers is back for a 21st NFL season. The 4-time MVP has signed a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers, ending months of speculation in regards to his future. The 41-year-old Rodgers threw 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions last season while playing for the Jets, who limped to a 5-12 finish. Bo Bichette hit his 8th home run of the season, and Tyler Heineman added 3 RBIs as the Blue Jays blasted the Phillies 9-1 for their second win in a row. Toronto is now 10-5 in interleague play and sport a 22-13 record at home this season. The Jays visit the Twins tonight. Tomorrow, former Jays slugger Jose Bautista will be inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. Well, in Jackfish edged Barrie 4-3 to improve to 7-0 in the Intercounty Baseball League. Hamilton Cardinals host Kitchener tonight at 7:35. Isaiah Hamilton of Oakville had 20 points as Canada beat Peru 94-81 to advance to the FIBA Under-16 Hoops quarterfinals, where they'll take on Mexico. The Belmont Stakes are on tap tomorrow at Saratoga Springs, and Forge FC entertains Halifax on Sunday afternoon.
Here we go into this Friday morning, 12 minutes after 6 o'clock, the 6th of June, and it's a hazy start. It's going to be hazy throughout the day today because of that wildfire smoke. 403 Waterdown Road really hasn't changed as far as traffic is concerned. Still looks good. We'll go into St. Catharines, see if we can find any traffic problems. And no, we're looking at some wet roads through here. There have been some showers, just brief showers passing throughout the overnight. Nothing at Nikola Tesla Boulevard, north of 2, east of Royal Windsor, around the Ford plant, all doing fine, and it's all the way through Etobicoke Creek. Looks good. All right, let's get to our temperature that we have here this morning. Temperature, well, we've just fallen a degree. Normally happens. 15 degrees is the temperature. Winds are very light from the north, and we do have a mainly cloudy sky. Yep, the sun's been up for a while. For school today, we should hit 23 degrees. The winds will be fairly light. The UV index will be very high, and it's going to feel like about 26, so still fairly comfortable. But we will see gradual clearing, a mix of sun and clouds today. There is the problem for today. Special weather air quality statements in effect. The air quality risk for the day today has really jumped up into the high range at 7. It's all the smoke in the atmosphere coming from the western wildfires. We're getting it right now all across southern Ontario, and you can see it. It's just hanging in the atmosphere at the moment. The winds are going to be fairly light, so that's not going to disperse any of it. The low pressure system is just going to glance by us, but the good news is for the weekend, and that high pressure ridge is the good news. It's going to bring us some clearing today, and then sunshine tomorrow, and a mix of sun and clouds again on Sunday. So today, be prepared for a fairly smoky day. Temperature 22 for Niagara, 23, 24. As I said, humidex about 26, and we will see a bit more sunshine as the day progresses. Hazy though. Tonight, smoke continues, 12, 13, 14 degrees overnight. You'll notice it pretty much throughout the evening hours as that sun sets. And then tomorrow, hey, some sunshine comes back, and look at those temperatures, really comfortable for a beautiful Saturday, 24, 25 degrees for the day tomorrow. So stepping out the door this morning, 6th of June, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies and temperature 15. long range coming up. Emily, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And talks between Canada Post and unionized postal workers are back on. Details coming up in a couple of minutes. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what's coming up in Chit Chat this morning?
Hi, good morning. A documentary about late Canadian legend John Candy will open the 50th edition of the Toronto International Film Festival.
Legend?
Legend.
Such a legend. Tom Cruise, because, you know, it's Friday.
I saw this yesterday. I thought, Emily's going to have this on.
Like, immediately. Like, 19 people sent it to me. Tom Cruise becomes a record holder for his film Mission Impossible Stunt.
Okay.
It's a good one. And later on this morning during Feel Good at 8 a.m., we are celebrating National Donut Day. And I did not say to you, did I not say to you, Emily Taylor, when we were talking about it earlier, like I may need to change my pants?
Yeah, we're going to put some elastic pants on and we're going to celebrate National Donut Day.
It's like, oh, these linen pants are a bit tight. I think I need to go change into some leggings.
Some flowy room in my dress and we're all good.
Looking forward to celebrating it with you later this morning. Thanks, Emily.
No worries.
Let's check out some business news. The Canadian dollar down 4 basis points, still trading over 73 cents U.S. Gold is $13.70 an ounce higher. Crude is down 31 cents, trading just above $63 a barrel. In midday European trading, markets are up in London, but down in Frankfurt and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were up in Tokyo, down in Hong Kong, and slightly up in Shanghai. And in North American markets, the TSX added 13 points, the Dow lost over 100, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ closed 162 points lower after Tesla shares dropped over 14% after a public dispute that we just told you about between U.S. President Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
Canada Post and the union representing 55,000 postal workers seem to be heading toward arbitration. Both sides were back at the bargaining table yesterday after a request from the federal jobs minister. It comes after the union filed a complaint with the Industrial Relations Board on Tuesday, claiming that Canada Post was interfering with the bargaining process. The union alleges Canada Post is bargaining directly with members, interfering with the union's exclusive bargaining rights. Its concerns surround a website that the Crown Agency is pointing members to that provides updates on negotiations and is updating offers based on online feedback. Canada Post has rejected all of the allegations, saying they have not negotiated with employees directly. It also says it exercised the right to keep employees informed with accurate, neutral, and factual information.
A wave of support poured in downtown Hamilton as unionized workers rallied outside City Hall to support striking water workers. 54 members of the Hamilton, Ontario Water Employees Association have been off the job since May 14th. The union says this isn't about wage patterns, it's about the skilled work that they do. Postal workers and members from Ontario's Workplace Safety and Insurance Board, two other unions entrenched in their own strikes, came out in a show of solidarity yesterday, alongside unionized library staff, the United Steelworkers Union, and housing advocates, just to name a few.
Loblaw stores are pulling Folgers brand coffee products as part of a pricing dispute. The grocer sent an email to retailers with its decision to delist all Folgers products. In the note, Loblaw calls Folgers' proposed price hike significant and unjustified. Experts say higher coffee prices are partly because of recent extreme weather and changes in temperature, leading to lower yields for some producers.
Your next Lululemon purchase might cost you even more. The Vancouver-based athletic brand plans to pass on part of the cost of new tariffs to customers. The CFO says only a small portion of products will see modest increases. The company is facing slower sales in the U.S. and a tougher global outlook with tariffs from U.S. President Donald Trump targeting both Canada and China. Lululemon's shares fell 23% in after-hours trading, despite profits rising just a bit from last year.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your glorious 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
All right, let's get right to traffic here on this Friday morning, 6th of June. We're looking at the QEW east of Lake. No sunshine that you can see here, well, generally on any of our cameras. So the traffic looks good. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge hasn't changed. East of Bronte, pretty much the same thing. Erin Mills Parkway all the way through Mississauga. Even the 403 at the 407 split. There's no problems on the roads here this morning. The problem, of course, is in the atmosphere with all the smoke that's invaded into southern Ontario. Temperature right now, Hamilton sitting at 15, a little cooler for Grimsby, Mississauga at 14, 18 for Toronto at the moment. Seasonal temperatures, 23 for the daytime high. We didn't get there yesterday. We only got to 20, 11 for the overnight low. Those are our sun times and records for today. And yes, we will see gradual clearing, but it's going to be hazy sunshine with the smoke in the atmosphere. So 19 degrees for the first bell, 23 for after school. I wanted to mention this particular picture. Now, we had a lovely card from Anne Granfield, who went to Juno Beach in Normandy a few years ago with her son, and she took that picture of where the Allies, the Canadians, landed on D-Day at Juno Beach, and wondered if I could show it. And I thought, yeah, perfect idea, because today is the 81st anniversary of D-Day, so I'll use it behind our long-range forecast for the day today. Thank you, Anne, for that lovely shot. So 23 today, feeling like 26, hazy sunshine with the smoke in the atmosphere. 13 for tonight. Tomorrow 25, look at the weekend, 25 and 24, comfortable temperatures, sunshine Saturday, a little bit of cloud cover for Sunday. By Monday it's back to some showers, and that could linger into Tuesday, and then getting pretty nice for the middle of next week. That's your forecast. Emily, Rick.
That looks great. Thanks, Brian. A new dizzying ride is set to open at Canada's Wonderland this summer.
The last few pieces of the new launch coaster were connected to the rest of the track this week. The coaster is called Alpine Fury and is Wonderland's 18th roller coaster. It features a vertical launch out of Wonder Mountain for 50 meters and 9 inversions. That's the most of any launch coaster in the entire world. However, the height of the coaster pales in comparison to Canada's Wonderland's other coasters, like the Leviathan and Behemoth, which reach a height of more than 30 meters.
Just getting dizzy watching the video, never mind being on the coaster. Wow. Yeesh.
I was going to say, it's a little, I have to look away. This is like a little car sickness for me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Look away. Close your eyes.
Goodness. So we were just saying it's been a minute since either of us have been to Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Are you a big roller coaster guy?
Yeah, I'm okay with them. I'm not running towards them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've become a scaredy cat the older that I get. I used to love them as a kid, and now I'm like, ooh, that looks a little scary. I don't know.
I'm the complete opposite. I used to hate them when I was a kid, and I'm like, okay, now I'll try them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Coming soon at Canada's Wonderland.
To each their own. Stay with us. More to come after the break. Good morning. I haven't been on the Leviathan.